This is one of the two houses I grew up in. It's in Queens, New York. This is my mom, my dad, my brother Pancho, my brother Pedro, and me. This is the other house I grew up in. It's on a military base in Alaska. My brother Pedro, the middle brother, loved music, loved to cook, loved to call me names like Goop, Squirt, and Punk, and especially loved to read. We enjoyed looking things up in the encyclopedia, an early analog version of Google, whenever we wanted to know anything. Pedro loved to read about stars and birds and the natural world. And then we'd go on walks around the neighborhood and through the woods and by the lake. And he'd teach me about those things. I'd listen to every word. Pedro died in 1990 at the age of 42. On my walks, I often found myself talking things over with him. The memory Pedro. Gone now 20 years, I can almost see him towering over me, circa 1962, naming the passing flora and fauna as we hike among the foothills of Anchorage. Living in southeast Alaska, we were surrounded by old-growth virgin forest. To this day, I find trees majestic and spiritual. Newton's urban treescape is different from Alaska's wild frontier. Many of the trees you see around this town were planted by humans within the last 100 years, and over 80% are a non-native species, Acer platanoides, commonly known as Norway maples. But there are also oak, beech, birch, linden, spruce, and others. The deciduous trees, those that drop their leaves in the winter, provide the beautiful canopy of green that makes the city look so bright in the spring, lush in the summer, and colorful in the fall. But in the bleak months of winter, our deciduous trees, robust and verdant in the three other seasons, appear to be mort. Los árboles mueren de pie. The trees die on their feet. But all are not dead. Some are dormant, some are decaying. And as they decompose, they provide shelter for insects, rodents, and birds, food for animals of all types, and a place for new life to grow and take hold. In these states, their stark beauty can be appreciated by those who truly love them for what they are, keepers of life and promisers of resurrection, superstructures for whole communities, architecturally perfect eco-urban multifamily units, ultimate recyclers. What was life and death supposed to mean? Out of my car, walking around my town, the smallest things became razor sharp. First trees, then bark on trees, then lichen on bark, fungus on roots, insects on fungus, tree seeds in bird dung. It was all starting to make sense. Could every ending also be a beginning? Back in my studio, I reflected on what role trees really play. Do cities need trees? Why do trees have to die? Why do dead trees remain standing? Amazing possibilities presented themselves, such as, what is a tree to a squirrel, to a bird, to an insect, to a fish? Would we even have words for those experiences? Trees of my city.